Tomb Raider is one of my favorite video game series of all time. I have a lot of great memories playing the Tomb Raider trilogy for the first time a few years ago. So why not ruin those memories all for a single achievement? This achievement is Extreme Survivor, Rise of the Tomb Raider's hardest difficulty. Now get this, if you beat the game on Extreme Survivor, you will be rewarded the Extreme Survivor achievement. I know, right? That's crazy. This difficulty disables aim assist, health regeneration, increases the enemy's health, damage, and senses. Difficult enemies spawn more frequently, less resources can be found, and upgrades are more expensive. And lastly, the game only saves when you interact with campfires. This was slightly terrifying, as campfires would become more scarce later on in the game. Only 0.13% of players have earned this achievement. I am one of them, as I did this already a few years ago. So why am I doing this again? I don't really know. I guess I'm on a quest to beat all my favorite games on hardest difficulty to get better at video games. That doesn't really seem to be helping though. We begin the game with a new character. Her name is Laracroft. We are for some reason atop a mountain in the freezing cold. We're joined by the one and only big sexy man Jonah, who will make sure nothing goes wrong. I'm just kidding, this is Tomb Raider, things go downhill pretty quick. Get it? Downhill because of the avalanche? Okay, sorry, I'll stop. This separates Lara and Jonah. We're forced to run down this mountain, where we come across a conveniently crashed plane. I mean, is it really a Tomb Raider game without a conveniently crashed plane in our way? The most important thing Lara needs to do here is jump across and climb up. Well, I guess she didn't want to live anymore and decided for me to just end her life. Off to a great start. After passing this after being reset to the start of the game, she gets buried in the snow and passes out. Doesn't seem like now is a great time to take a nap. A flashback starts, this place seems a lot warmer, and I must say I want Lara to ruin my life. There's no combat encounters here, so the only challenging thing here is my brain while trying to solve these puzzles. When she decides to wake up from her nap, we gather some sticks and build a campfire to warm ourselves up. This is probably the first time in the history of a character that she is wearing an appropriate outfit for this weather. I guess she finally learned about the dangers of hypothermia. From these sticks I also make a bow and hunt for some dinner. Here I learned that I cannot play this game on mouse and keyboard, so back to controller I go. I hear some people further up having a party without inviting me. Investigating, I discover that it was actually a dog snacking on some dudes. This initiates a chase sequence because, why not? Going through these sticks somehow stopped this huge dog and I began slicing away. This poor dog just wanted a treat. Someone needs to call PETA on Lara. However, I would let her put me on a leash and treat me like a dog. We discover that we're overlooking an old Soviet installation, but Lara didn't even salute to the USSR, so I wasn't even sure I wanted to continue the game if she didn't support communism. Soldiers have arrived and blew this guy. I used a tree to my advantage, taking them out one by one, and my first combat encounter went well. When playing on this difficulty, stealth is your best friend, but as you'll see later on, sometimes stealth isn't always possible. Climbing up here through the snow and... Okay. Damn, at least tell me you're gonna close my game. I guess it was time for me to get off. No freeze or anything. After doing the combat encounter again because my game crashed, I make it back to the dog to fight it and put it down. Using the poison arrows and doing as much damage as I could before it charges at me, he's a lot quicker than what I thought and he smacks me a few times, but I eventually put him down. Journeying deeper into this mountain, raiding this icy tomb. I wish Lara would raid my tomb. How did this ship even end up in this situation? After doing some Tomb Raider activities, I pop out on the other side and meet up with some random redhead. They should kiss. The real enemy isn't her or Lara, it's Trinity. Lara is here following in her father's footsteps to try and prove that he wasn't crazy. I think. Even though she knows that he would never want her to risk her life, anything's better than staying at your multi-million-dollar mansion, I guess. She wants to acquire something called the Divine Source. And no, the Divine Source is surprisingly not Lisa. It's actually an artifact that grants human beings immortality. The only small problem is that Trinity has a whole army here with us also looking for the Divine Source. So with that in mind, we make our way into the Soviet installation, choking some guys out. God, I wish I was them. Many more soldiers here, but it wasn't something that I couldn't handle. Eventually we were forced to be loud for the first time. Finding this revolver and shooting the glass, taking out the soldiers inside who were having a nice chat with this guy sitting down. Unfortunately, I don't speak the same language as him, so I leave him to bleed out. I did my best. We then run into another group of Trinity's men and meet up with the group's leader, Constantine. We know he's the main villain because he proceeds to take out one of his men's own eyes for no reason, in front of everyone else just to show how silly he is. This is where I would usually make a Glenn joke, but at least Glenn had an eye by the time Negan was done with him. This room is fairly easy to take out quietly until I forgot about the guys outside. Thankfully they were just running to give me a hug, so I started blasting. I clutched up and won the game and found a campfire to save. I'm not going to show you every time I find a campfire as it's really unnecessary. They were spawning every 20 minutes or so at this stage of the game, just know it happened. I'm making great progress with only one death and one crash. Going further up the mountain because what could possibly go wrong when you go high into the mountains? I came across this ripoff merchant from Resident Evil 4. Not only does he not have an iconic voice line, but prices of these items are outrageous. Yeah, I wouldn't even come back here once. So after trekking through the snow a little while longer, I come across Constantine stalking him through his window. But unfortunately, I got caught watching, knocked out and tied to a chair with Anna sitting across the room from us. Both of them tied to a chair, with some guy watching from the other room. This is like the start of a fanfic. Constantine starts choking Anna to try and force Lara to give the location of the divine source. Lara refuses to answer as she really has no idea. He stops choking her, and it is then revealed that this huge mind-blowing plot twist that nobody ever saw coming. Anna is working for Trinity and is Constantine's sister. This is really confusing because if you look at them without knowing anything about the game, it looks like they are dating or something. You can't tell me that these two haven't had sex at least once. Weird people. Lara, in disbelief that the woman she considered a mother would betray her like this, then does this. Oh my god. I don't think I've ever wanted to be someone else so badly before. We're then thrown into a prison cell next to some weirdo watching me ram myself into the gate. His name is Jacob, but Lara couldn't care less and quickly breaks out. Lara was going to leave Jacob, but then he said he would show me his feet, so I of course set him free. Lara goes kinda crazy here and kills all the guards. She's gotten so comfortable with murder. A lot of soldiers here. While I only used the bow, I guess they were all blind and deaf as they had no idea what was happening, so I made it through extremely easy. I came across an AK-47 which made things much nicer. The enemies kept standing next to explosive objects, which was really sweet of them. Escaping the prison with nothing but a gray long sleeve shirt, this is the perfect outfit for this weather, on a nice, warm and sunny day. Coming across some more enemies and nearly getting my back blown out, but pulled through and meet back up with Jacob. He was just about to show his feet when we were rudely interrupted by a helicopter because this is a Tomb Raider game. We run away and are knocked unconscious after falling into the freezing waters. Waking up, Jacob has prepared me some lovely soup. However, I'm not sure where he found the ingredients to even make it, but I'll take it. Next best thing for them to do is to take off all of their clothes and warm up next to the fire. We chat about the divine source and he invites me to his village to meet his people. Problem is that it's a day's walk and is filled with many dangers, so we split up for some reason. I mean, his people are already on edge with Trinity there, so surely they wouldn't accidentally kill Lara thinking she's Trinity. This section of the game isn't bad. Many more enemies arrive introducing the shield enemies, but they're easy to take out. Just explode all over them and you'll be good. Did some more tombs, but I don't really know how to make puzzle solving interesting, so just know that it happened. Going into the mines that just happened to collapse when we walked in, and getting split up with Jacob once again. This is where the game gets slightly harder, as more enemies started spawning in and were far more aggressive than they were at the beginning. Stealth isn't much of an option anymore, but I still haven't died since literally the first 2 minutes of the game. I do come close to dying a few times, but I still managed to stay alive. Ammo and heals are also never an issue. Going into this temple after causing so much destruction. I wish I was that ground. I wish I was the floor so she could step on me like that. I stand by what I said. On the other side of the mountain, meeting up with the redhead baddie again, but it's okay because this is actually Jacob's daughter and these are his people. They were very untrusting of Lara, but I made sure to gain their trust by hunting a chicken down with an automatic weapon in front of everyone to feed the village. It's a nice village, but I think if they were to put a Walmart somewhere here, it would be even better. Sophia, or whatever her name is, gives a nice speech to fight Trinity. I couldn't care less about what she says and go fight the spare because why not? Afterwards, I did a very important experiment. Can chickens fly? Once I finished that very important experiment, I climbed all the way up here just to light a fire. Why couldn't they have just given me fire arrows at the bottom instead of making me climb all the way up here? How did they even get this much wood up here? Seems really inconvenient. After I got back to my favorite activity, killing Trinity's men. Gaining access to the shotgun was really nice of them. Close combat was becoming more common, so this would be very important. After clearing out this area of enemies, I did this tomb and spent like 20 minutes dying over and over again. The game itself still wasn't much of a challenge. I am the danger, Lara, to myself. In the Acropolis, or whatever that big word is, I take out all the enemies with ease, blow up an ally, I gave him a 1-second warning. That's on him. This section was filled with dozens of enemies, but still no more deaths. Maybe I'm just that good. The game has noticeably increased the amount of enemies and the aggression of them, but even then it wasn't much trouble. I ended up getting my back blown out here, which is the first death in quite a while. Sucks because it set me back a bit, but I got back fairly quick. Meeting up with Anna again, Lara takes her hostage and shoots the explosives, knocking them both down. Shut the hell up. Good shit. Oh my god. Lara. Suffocate me. Sit on me and suffocate me, please. Wow. I don't know who said that, but I agree. Something is down here with us taking out Trinity's soldiers. The undead are among us, or the immortal zombie-like soldiers. I'm not really sure what they are, to be honest, but they weren't as welcoming as Jacob's village. They fired arrows at me, so I had to escape. Oh, wait, what? Yeah, that one's on me. I did not realize you had to climb up. Look, I was really struggling with sleep when doing this playthrough, like 2 hours of sleep a day, so that's my excuse. It's okay because I made it through on the second attempt with no issue. Walking up this path, I reunite with the big man Jonah. Glad he's back. Hope nothing bad happens to him. Turns out, Jacob's people saved him for some reason, so I'd imagine he'll take on a huge role for this last half of the game. He pulls these chains so Lara could view this map. We really couldn't have done it without him. Oh yeah, then he gets kidnapped. Seeing as Lara completely forgot he existed last time, she wanted to do things differently this time. She decides to go after him and save him while in pursuit of the divine source. Back in the snow with the perfect outfit for this journey. Insane how she remembers to pack 23 different outfits but never remembers food or even a lighter. Seeing more of Anna and Constantine, the brother and sister duo, which, come on, they had to have. It's weird, man. Running into some more Trinity's men, some of these sections are still good at stealth by taking them out for the trees and doing close combat for the leftover soldiers. If you find yourself in a situation where multiple enemies are shooting at you at once, the best thing to do is to hide behind something and quickly peek out to take out one enemy at a time. It's not a very fun way to do it, but it gets the job done. After this we find Jonah once again, and this guy hesitates on shooting Trinity's leader. Bro, come on. Constantine stabs Jonah, which, I mean, who wouldn't? Honestly, we should just leave him. I can see why Lara forgot about him. This next area could have been great. Trinity learns how to use lasers on their weapons, and we end up in this area with a few holes in the ice for us to sneak out and silently kill the enemies, making you feel like a badass by taking them out one by one. But it's completely ruined by the fact that no matter what you do or how you do it, you get spotted, making stealth impossible here, which is odd because why else would you add the holes in the ice? You take so much damage doing it this way that it's better to just go up top and shoot them, which isn't the way I would have preferred to have done it. Finding Jonah again? Seriously, how many times have I found this man? Stop getting lost. Jacob says he will help him while I continue the search for the divine source. On to the final stretch of the game. This was straight up not fun for me. We made our way into the lost city of Katesh, that is somehow inside a glacier? This is where the immortal people hang out. Lara keeps putting herself in these incredibly dangerous situations for no reason. Please just go home and dominate me. This area is actually quite simple. All we need to do is defeat a few waves of the immortal guys, fire this trebuchet like it's Resident Evil 4, defeat some more of these dudes, do a puzzle, then shoot another trebuchet and destroy the gate. Run back to the gate while fighting even more enemies. It's simple, but it's a lot. So if I were to die at any point, I would have to do it all over again, as there wasn't a campfire during any of this. And safe to say that I definitely died, a couple times to say the least. Damn! Yeah, that was fun. That puzzle alone took me like 10 minutes to solve, which was really pissing me off. I promise I wasn't trying to ruin my own mental health, I'm just a fucking idiot. But I did eventually succeed and make it past this gate where I found another campfire, which I was very happy to see. With that all cleared, another over-the-top sequence starts, and then it's time for the final boss fight with Constantine. First phase of this fight is him trying to take me out with a helicopter. What? I honestly have to compliment his flying skills here. To be this accurate is no easy feat. The only way to take the bird down is by using the balls that Jacob's daughter sends flying over, and we explode all over him. The second part was even easier, except that no matter what I did, he wouldn't lose sight of me. Reminded me of those horrible sections in The Last of Us 1 and 2. I see you! I fucking hate Lara. She's the worst character of all time. Like, there's no heals in there either. And you can't fucking escape from him because he's just gonna find you no matter where you are. It's not like this part was even hard at all, it just was annoying. Every time I died, I was sent all the way back to the very first part of this boss fight, and I had to explode all over him 3 different times all over again. Yay. Yeah, I had to do this multiple times. What the fuck just happened to me? They're really taking their sweet ass time, that's for sure. They're taking their sweet ass time, aren't they? Wow. God, I hate them. Taking their sweet ass time. There's somebody shooting at me, trying to fuck me with their helicopter, and they're just, you know, twiddling their fingers over there. This took 30 minutes to get back to, and I swear to God I was not doing it on purpose. After finally getting back to him, I was able to do it successfully this time. After stabbing him, I was gonna leave him, but then he started talking shit about Lara's father, so I had to put a few in him to make sure he was down. We eventually find the divine source, but Anna has already gotten to it before us, and she wants to keep it as she's dying. Girl, get over it, we're all gonna die. Lara comes to the realization that humans aren't meant to be mortal and destroys the divine source. Oh yeah, Jacob was the immortal prophet, or was. He's dead now since the divine source was destroyed. Anna also dies at the end, but who cares? That's the end of the game. This difficulty really isn't that bad. At first it seems really hard based on the small percentage of players that have completed it. If I had to rate it, I would probably give it like a 2 out of 10 on the difficulty scale. The only danger to Lara was me, being an idiot. As long as you're slightly smarter than me, you could easily complete the game with no deaths. I'd highly recommend playing on this difficulty. I think it makes the game even better. I already really enjoyed this game. I think it's by far the best Tomb Raider, but this made it even more fun as it forces you to use everything you have. Every weapon will have a chance, conserving your resources and upgrading what you know that you will need. It's just a really fun challenge. If you want to see me do these challenges live, I will leave the link to my Twitch in the description. And to whoever is still here, if you enjoyed this, feel free to like and subscribe, and thank you all for watching.